Before we begin, I just wanted to make a quick thank you shout out to Kenneth Kozlowski for your generous donation. It means a lot to me, and it keeps the lights on during this whole operation, so thank you so much. Alright. Settle down, everybody. Sonic games. The old ones are good. The new ones bad. Sonic 06, am I right? Whoa. But Sonic 2, good. Good game. Sonic 06, though, bad game. 3D Sonic, bad. Ha! Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. Oh my god. So, there's going to be an air of holier-than-thou pomposity to this video because I'm like that, I guess. I'll just try and keep it to a minimum. At the end of the day, this is a video that does kind of come from a place of frustration. It's the top 10 worst Sonic games, so I'm going to be a little frustrated about the topics I'm talking about, but more so I'm frustrated about the fact that these aren't more talked about. But without going out of my way to invalidate anyone else's opinions, I think there's a lot of videos and a lot of articles out there on the top 10 worst Sonic games, which should really be renamed to like top 10 worst Sonic games that the average person has heard of. But me, I'm down the road on that. I am superior. So I'm going to give you the infinitely more valid list of the top 10 worst Sonic games. It should go without saying, I'm joking. I don't think I'm superior. I don't think my list is superior. At the end of the day, it's just my opinion, but I mean, I can say that till the cows come home. I'll still get some dickhead in the comments that wants to start a fight with me for some reason.
Now wait just a gosh darn second there. Did you really think you could just watch this video without subscribing? You thought wrong, dumbass. Hit the subscribing button. I'm waiting, and you can hit the like button too for being a little punk. And finally, if you've got the rings to spare, please be sure to check out the Patreon link in the description below and consider making a monthly pledge. Enjoy the video. I'm out of here.
In 10th place, we have Sonic Lost World on the Nintendo 3DS. Sonic Lost World on the 3DS is a perfectly competent game. Yeah, that's where the bar for quality is on this list. It is functional, and at first glance this might look like a perfectly faithful handheld adaptation of its Wii U counterpart, but as soon as you get past that tutorial, Sonic Lost World on the 3DS is just an annoying game. This game basically consists of a collection of mini challenges, be it pushing fruits and snowballs around and onto switches, or teleporting through mazes, or taking control of specific wisps for entire levels. For the first 3D handheld Sonic game, Sonic controls pretty well. Dare say just as well as he does on his Wii U counterpart. It's just a shame you barely get to use that, as you're mainly confined to purely situational challenges. And the fast-paced platforming that Sonic is known for is barely anywhere to be found in this one. On a whole, Sonic Lost World on the 3DS is both frustrating and boring. In 9th place is Sonic Drift for the Sega Game Gear. This was Sega's initial answer to Mario Kart, and there's just nothing here. The most basic tracks in the entire world, a small handful of playable characters that don't really feel any different to one another, and just in terms of content, this one is just wafer thin. As well as that, I mean, it's an attempt at a 3D kart racer on the Game Gear, go figure. In 8th place is Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood, Sonic's first and only foray into the RPG genre. Now, I'm not an expert on RPG games by any stretch, but this was a slow, monotonous, and repetitive experience. And the music, just what happened here? Did you know that there was a cover of the Sonic 3 and Knuckles final boss theme? I wouldn't have guessed initially, but when you listen closely, it's a cover alright, but it's a terrible one at that. In 7th place is Sonic 2, the 8-bit version for the Sega Game Gear and Master System. And this game is just unrelentingly difficult. Sure, you could call this the Dark Souls of Sonic games, but I would think this is more comparable to Bart Simpson versus the Space Mutants on the Sega Genesis, because unfortunately, while this game is incredibly difficult, it is also incredibly unfair, and there's just not that much quality to back it up either. I could almost forgive it just a smidge if, like, it was on a console that had the capability of saving your progress. The fact that you can't is insult to injury, and then just the fact that when you complete the game, you get a game over screen. Wow, okay, thanks for that. And if you don't collect all the Chaos Emeralds, it's heavily implied that Tails died. While Sonic 2's 16-bit version is a triumph, the 8-bit version is a wet fart. In 6th place is Sonic Blast. Now, this game, it tried to do something somewhat impressive in getting kind of pre-rendered 3D looking sprites onto the Sega Game Gear, except it ends up being actually a lot less impressive than if they just hadn't done that at all. Not to mention, all throughout, this one is just a clunker of a game. Sonic's controls are just a lot worse than they previously were on even Game Gear titles. The level design is dull, uninspired, and just flat out ugly. But things don't really get truly offensive until we get to Blue Marine Zone. A lot of tubes, very little direction. I have no idea what I'm doing in that level, and it's just not fun at all. And the slowdown is real. In 5th place, we have Sonic Free Riders. You know, everything that's here is actually pretty decent. The visuals are nice, the music is fine. It all looks perfectly presentable until you actually try and play it. You see, if this were just a normal controller game, this would probably be fine. But no, Sonic Free Riders is one of the earliest of the Xbox Kinect games. And they clearly didn't know what they were doing developing games for the Kinect, because this thing is borderline unplayable. Player inputs often go unrecognized. And sure, you could say, oh, but it's a Kinect game. That's more a problem with the Kinect, right? Well, not really. Because, you know, I had games like Kinect Adventures, which were very responsive and felt very good to play. This game feels like being stuck in the mud. This is a Sonic game that is just spinning its wheels. In 4th place, we have Sonic Labyrinth. Okay, so, like Sonic Lost World on the 3DS, this one is pretty competently made. But you see, Sonic Lost World on the 3DS wasn't fun. Sonic Labyrinth is the opposite of fun. This game is just excruciating. Yes, there is a plot reason for it, but Sonic just crawls along at a snail's pace collecting keys. Wait a minute, collecting keys, you say? Yeah, this game is like the video game equivalent to watching paint dry. And further evidence that, yeah, just because there is a plot reason for something to be the way it is in a video game, that still doesn't make it good. Okay, you could get a little bit of speed out of spin dashing, but then you can't control it, so, you know, pick your poison. This game is just junk. In 3rd place is Sonic Genesis on the Game Boy Advance. And it's like, you might be thinking, well, it's a port of Sonic 1. You got the good music, you got, you know, the perfectly serviceable level design, you got the nice visuals, right? And at a glance, sure, it looks better than, say, Sonic Chaos. The main problem here is they took a game that was good, dare say beloved and iconic, and turned it into poo. Sonic's controls and physics are unwieldy and unpredictable. Screen crunch makes it very difficult to see enemies ahead. Serious slowdown issues. And yes, those iconic Sonic 1 melodies are still here, except they are now performed on a cheese grater. And the worst part is, you might be thinking, oh, I could get used to how unwieldy Sonic feels, right? Well, you can't really, because of the speed up and slowdown issues affecting input latency as well. So there is no getting used to this one. It just sucks. And everything that is terrible about this game is just amplified further by the fact that this was once a good game, and that porting it to the Game Boy Advance should have been perfectly doable. So the fact that this game came out in the state that it's in is just, oh, it's salt in the wound, man. In 2nd place, we have Sonic the Hedgehog 3. On the Tiger Electronic. Yeah, it's pretty well known that Sonic 1 and 2 had handheld counterparts, but Sonic 3 had one as well. A lot lesser known, but it still had one. Now, admittedly, this isn't a game for a console or a system. This is the game and the system all in one. But it's still something they charged money for, and still something they decided to do a re-release of in the 21st century for some reason. And just look at it. I mean, like, okay, maybe Tiger Electronics games are up your street from, like, the novelty aspect, but just look at it. Look at this. There's so little here, man. Is it playable? Sure, you could play it, but would you really want to? And in 1st place, we have Sonic Jam on the Tiger Electric's Game.com. And this game could be summed up in 4 words. Yes, this is real. Like Sonic Jam over on the Saturn, Sonic Jam on the Game.com is a compilation of 3 Sonic games. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and Sonic & Knuckles. But you'll barely recognize them as the games they're supposed to be, because I mean, look what they've done to them. For starters, they feel like they've been developed in Scratch. Except, admittedly, there are lots of Scratch Sonic games that are 10 times better than this. Look, it goes without saying, look at the frame rate on this thing. These are massively abridged versions of Sonic 2, 3, and Knuckles, featuring just the first zone of each game, but now with 6 acts each. You've also got special stages too, but this is just bad, alright? There's no other way I can look at this. This is an incredibly low quality product. I'm just imagining though, you're that kid that grew up with Sonic Jam on the Gamecom, and you're just like, man, Sonic Jam sucked, and then you got that friend that's like, oh, but you gotta try out the Saturn version. Imagine going from the Gamecom version to the Saturn version, not knowing what these games were like. I mean, you'd have to kind of live under a rock, but still, like, my god. Sonic Jam on the Gamecom just does not have any redeeming qualities, and I cannot recommend it to anybody that is alive or dead. It is bad. But yeah, no, Sonic 06, worst Sonic game ever, right? So that is my list of the top 10 worst Sonic games. And I'm gonna be clear, I did exclude anything like edutainment games, like, you know, any kind of leap pad stuff, or Sonic Schoolhouse. I mean, yeah, that's a very low quality product, but again, edutainment games are such an easy target. Nah, you know, I felt like I'd dig a little deeper for this. But what do you guys think? What are your top 10 worst Sonic games ever? That's what the comment section below is for. Will I do the top 10 best Sonic games at any stage? Well, I'm gonna wait until Sonic Frontiers is out, and I'm gonna wait until I've digested it a little bit as well, so that I don't just succumb to recency bias if I really like it. I mean, you could say, like, why didn't you wait until Frontiers came out to do the top 10 worst list, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's gonna make it into the top 10 worst. All the games on this list, I would say, are a special kind of awful. So that's me done for today. I'll catch you next time. Roll outro. I say, you've made it to the end of the video! Congrats. No, but seriously, thanks a bunch for watching. And just now, I'll be extending a special thanks to the patrons in the $10 tier, who are the amazing Adam Myers, the courageous Ken K, the legendary Ray Ray, the magnificent Mr. SP, and the super Sergio. What an amazing and generous bunch of people. Thank you guys so much for your support. And if you want to join the ranks of these amazing people right here, the link to my Patreon is in the description below. Guys, these are not the easiest times in the world financially, so every little bit you folks are donating is doing wonders. I really would love to be able to do YouTube as a proper fully fledged career someday. It might just be a pipe dream, but maybe you guys can prove some people wrong. But of course, if donations aren't your thing, then, well, it means plenty to me that you just hit that cute little subscribe button over there. I didn't mean hit that way. Well, that's me done for today. Thanks a whole bunch for your support, and have a fantastic day. I'm gonna see you so soon.
Look,